T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All three engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're listening to The Twisted 10, bringing you original and unique, host-created top 10 lists, recorded live in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida, with hosts Tach Van Sickle and Adam Poston.
And welcome to The Twisted 10. I am I am a guest this week, Tach. My name is Adam.
And I apparently am a guest too. My name is Tach.
There are 3 guests to the show this week. Who's our third guest?
I am Andrea Joy. I am guest number 3.
We are merely observers this week, Tach, because now joining the cast of The Twisted 10 is Mr. Jay Alvarez.
What's up? I don't know whether to call you guests or bitches. I feel like you should learn your place. I feel like you should establish dominance right away.
I like this.
We're not worthy.
You gonna hump me in the back or something? Is that...
No. I'm gonna donkey punch you. Sure. Know your place. Don't forget it.
Yep. All right. So the Twisted 10 is, for those of you who might be listening to this for the first time, is a top 10 list, but it's got a little bit of a twist. It is our own unique created top 10 lists that the hosts of the Twisted 10 come up with all on our own. Now, it's not just that we collaborate on this, we do it individually, and the other hosts of the show and the other guests that might be listening don't know what the list is that the host of that week's show is bringing to the table. We've had our buddy Ron that's guest hosted. We've had Jimmy, Eric, Joe Pardo, just a bunch of different, Ray Brito, just a bunch of different guests that have come in. This week is our new cast member who's joining us for this point forward. This is Jay's week. So Jay, how this works is this becomes the guests, like the guest host, but your cast member in this point, in this situation, it's their show. They take over. You run the whole thing start to finish.
So welcome to the rotation, which gives us an extra week off, buddy.
I like it. I dig that.
You saw the amount of work that goes into these lists.
Yeah, this wasn't. I was blown away a little bit. Actually, I thought this was going to be kind of
a quick thing.
Yeah, I thought I was going to knock this one out of the park right away, and I was like, "Wow, this is a little more work than I thought it was going to be."
A few hours.
Yeah, this is a few hours. It took me a week.
I meant a day.
Yeah, mine actually started off with one premise, and then it kind of just evolved into something else because I realized, I'm like, whoa, this is not what I thought it was going to be. This is hard. This is work.
Top 10 strongest midgets in the world?
They prefer the term little people.
Now, yeah.
Right.
Just bench pressing munchkins out on the Wizard of Oz.
We represent the Lollipop Guild. All right, sorry.
So what list do you have with us?
What did you bring
this week?
Well, you want to name what it started out as, and then we can try to guess what it evolved into?
No, because it's
okay.
yeah. You
probably one of those black holes on YouTube kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Started off about kittens, and then it ended.
So I'm a huge music fan. Like all genres of music. I have everything from hip hop to German polka on my playlist.
Damn.
Yeah. It gets weird. Some dark times.
Oh, all right.
But so what I love is the songwriting process. I write jokes, so when I hear people writing songs, I always love the story behind them.
Okay.
So the list started off as Jay's top 10 weirdest stories behind songs.
All right.
Then I realized that most of these unique stories are pretty well known for the most part. So it just became my top 10. This is Jay's top 10 favorite stories behind songs.
Oh, sweet.
Right?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now,
cool.
some of these songs, I don't, it doesn't necessarily mean that I like the song itself, but I like the story behind it.
The unique story behind the creation of the song.
Cool.
Yeah.
Exactly. And some of them aren't like that unique or intrinsic, that's the word I was looking for, folks. I do speak English. Some of them are just really simple and really stupid, but that's kind of what I love about them.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
So starting the list right off is actually one I found a little earlier, actually, on the way here. I saw an article that was pretty similar. we all remember the great band from the 90s, Blues Traveler.
Hell yeah. We just saw them in Cocoa Village.
My birthday.
Yeah.
Are they still touring? I thought they died along with Tibet. No. Once people stopped caring about Tibet, I thought we stopped caring about Blues Traveler.
I was right there on the stage, like right there, right
front
by the
row
stage.
center.
Oh, that's
Broke
awesome.
my toe and everything.
Oh, yes, she did.
It was a good birthday.
Listen, old John Popper. John Popper it wasn't exactly Sprite. He was in a leg cast and in a chair up on stage, but he was still nailing that harmonica.
Well, I imagine him on a Walmart scooter by this point.
Might have been easier.
Yeah, that's true.
So we've got Blues. The first song is and these are in no particular order.
So
by
this
the way.
is number 10.
Yeah. So
number 10.
Yes,
Number 10.
Number
10.
10.
Number 10 is Hook by Blues Traveler. It is 100% making fun of radio-friendly pop songs in the form of a radio-friendly pop song. It is the most meta song ever.
How does that go?
Some of the lyrics, I'll give you the first verse. It doesn't matter what I say, so long as I sing it with inflection.
Yeah. That's funny.
That makes you feel that I'll convey some inner truth of vast reflection. All it is making fun of. They're basically saying all the song needs is a catchy hook, and you've got a hit record.
No shit. That's funny.
So that's I just love that. I love that no one sees it coming. Everybody thinks, oh, this is such a poppy song. It's so great. It's so awesome. And it's like, yeah. This is it's basically a suicide note is what I feel like.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, I hate this. This is what I have to do to get a hit record on the radio.
Yep.
But hey, this is how everybody will know me when I'm dead.
Wow. That's nuts. I never even listened to the lyrics. Well, I listen to the lyrics so I can sing the song back while it's being played, but I guess I never really paid attention to the lyrics. Yeah.
I'm like that with a lot. I may know lyrics, but I have no clue. What
like
it's
the
about.
motherfucker, die, whatever. I don't know what that means, but
I don't
it's just
understand it
good to sing along to.
But it flows really well together.
Yeah.
Nice phonetically.
Did I take one of your numbers now?
No, not at all.
I like the way the songs are. I guess the actress in me, because when I like to sing them, I like to pretend I am in that situation, and that is me in that song.
Gotcha.
All right.
Very musical.
So going down to number 9.
Number 9.
We've got Bryan Adams, Summer of '69.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to know the story behind this because I think he was a very small child in 1969.
He was 10 years old in the summer of 1969.
Right.
Uh-oh.
He just really likes the position. And that's how the song got its name.
Really?
Yep. It's not, like I said, not all these are intrinsic. Some of them are just goofy little facts.
Oh, that's interesting. So it had nothing to do with the actual summer of 1969.
He just really likes getting blown while he's eating out.
I guess that works. Like
Who
a
doesn't?
windy day in Chicago going for some
Yeah.
food. That's what he was talking about. I mean,
Yes. This is adult themed, right? I should have said that.
Yeah. No. Both shows go out as explicit. So.
There we go. Sorry, kids.
That's how we get them.
All right, so we'll keep moving right along. Number 8.
Number 8.
Aerosmith, Walk This Way.
Walk this way.
This is another just dumb fun fact of a thing. While they were recording Toys in the Attic, the band took a break to watch Young Frankenstein. And during the train station scene where Marty Feldman as Igor walks Gene Wilder down and says, walk this way. And he walks with a cane down the stairs. The band said that's a perfect name for a song.
Huh. Wow,
And they
really?
Walk This Way after that, after Walk This Way.
Wow.
No shit, that's the inspiration behind the song.
Yep. That's the inspiration
cool.
behind the title, yeah.
Aerosmith, especially Steven Tyler, is a fucking vampire. He has looked like he's 75 years old for 40 years.
Yeah.
All right. He hasn't aged. He's always looked old, but he hasn't aged very much at all.
Yeah, he's just looked like shit his entire life.
Yeah.
And now that he's old enough to look like shit, he looks pretty good.
Yeah. He looks good for his age. 40 years ago. Man, that dude looks old. He'll never last.
Another fun fact, I found this out about Young Frankenstein. All right, you guys familiar with the movie? You watched it?
Yeah.
It's been a while, but yes.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
So
Sorry, another song.
you remember the character Frau Brugge, right? I'm not saying that right. She's the one that plays the violin. She was, Daddy Frankenstein's girlfriend. He was my boyfriend.
Yep.
So every time they said her name, the horses would whinny. They would go nuts. Remember that?
Oh, yes,
And it goes
yes.
like, Frau Brugge. Brugge is glue in German. I found that out a couple of months ago.
I absolutely love Easter eggs buried inside shows like that. That is awesome.
Oh yeah.
So that's off on a tangent. So now we're down to number 7.
Number 7. Oh, puts us asleep.
This is a song I've never even heard of before, but I've always known the story behind the song because my dad's a fan. It's Paul Simon.
Oh, okay.
Mother and Child Reunion.
No.
I don't think I've ever heard that song either.
Apparently it was a big hit in 79, when I was looking into it. But the story behind it is he was at a Chinese restaurant and one of the items on the menu was called Mother and Child Reunion, and it featured chicken breast served with scrambled eggs.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That is so dark, and I will always love Paul Simon for that. You can call me out all day long.
Call me out.
Oh, and now I wonder what the inspiration behind that title was.
This topic has got me thinking of all sorts of songs and where they came from. Like anything Tom Petty at this point. I want to know if he was high when he was coming up with it, inspired writing those.
Well, Tom Petty almost made the list. There was a song, for the life of me, I can't remember it now. But he has a song that everybody always misconstrues the meaning of. And I didn't write it down, so I can't remember it.
Yeah,
but he was definitely an honorable mention almost on the list.
Yeah, Tom Petty was awesome.
So that was 7. So now we're coming down to number 6.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Now this is one that most people know. I knew, I just didn't realize who it involved. This is The Police, Every Breath You Take.
All right, yeah.
All right,
We know that one.
Most people know
It's not about a stalker.
it's about a stalker.
What?
What I didn't know, it's about. See, Adam didn't.
I didn't
even
know.
It's
Yeah.
a creepy song.
It's about stalking.
Yeah, I guess it is a creepy song.
So
Every
I thought it was
breath
just
you
like some random song. No, it's about Sting. Sting was going through a divorce, and he was stalking his, soon to be ex-wife.
No shit.
And that's what every breath you take, every move you make, I'll be watching you.
Oh, creepy.
Yeah, it's not a send-off to Notorious B.I.G. It is Sting being an incredibly creepy British person.
No
Who
shit.
cares? You see, you belong to me.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. Where's the proof for this restraining order? It's number 1 right now. Just listen to it.
Yeah, now that's one that I knew it was about. I didn't realize it was about Sting, though. So when I realized that it was was him directly dealing and coping with his divorce and dealing with his stalker, activity. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
that's
crap,
weird.
this is...
Usually it's the
that's
celebrities that get stalked, not the celebrities that are the stalkers.
Yeah, no, the guy's mentally unbalanced. Who knew?
Yeah. Celebrities aren't
Musicians.
chemically balanced in their head. Yeah.
Can you imagine she's on a date and her date's over at the house, and then he's like, "Do you have something in your tree over there?" That's just Sting. God damn it!
See,
Get the hose again.
I see it playing the other way. She's out on a date. She's like, oh my god, is that Sting? Hey, it's Sting. Oh shit. And he's just taking pictures and she's like, fuck again. So that's 10 through 6. I think we take a break at this point, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll be back with my
We're
list
so
of...
excited for the next one.
Yeah, we'll be back with my the top 5 of my favorite stories behind songs.
Sweet.
You with a flash, too fly to be a stab. Front of me, I'm like, bye. Boyfriend riding in the whip 'cause I drive stick. Stunting his ass.
Here at The Twisted 10, we love the participation that we get out of our listeners, both through email, thetwisted10@gmail.com, or through our Facebook messages. If you have your own idea for a top 10 list that you want either Andrea, Tach, or myself to read, shoot us a direct message and let us know. Even better, if you're interested in coming and guesting on the studio, we can either set it up over the internet, so anywhere in the world, or if you want to come into our studio in here, let us know that as well. No other podcasts let their listeners take over the entire podcast for the hour, but that's kind of the concept behind The Twisted 10. So let us know. We look forward to hearing from you.
All right, welcome back to the Twisted 10, folks. I am your host today, Jay Alvarez. I've got some 3 lovely guests with me, and they're not important. We don't care who they are.
He's fitting right in, that's for sure. Fuck these guys.
That's right. This is my show. Focus on me. I am the center of attention. All right, guys. So we went through number 10 through 6 on my list of my top 10 favorite stories behind songs.
Yep.
Just to recap, in no particular order, we had Hook by Blues Traveler, Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams, Walk This Way by Aerosmith, Mother and Child Reunion by Paul Simon, and Every Breath You Take by The Police.
Nice. Classics in their own, by the way.
Yeah.
Great songs.
So to round out the top 5.
All right.
We're going to start with number 5.
Number 5.
This was inspired by the last top 10, Twisted 10, that Tach did. The weirdest suicides or accidental suicides?
Deaths. Odd
bizarre deaths.
Bizarre deaths. Yeah.
Right. And there was a death that happened in the public forum. If you want to listen to it, or if you want to find out about it, go back and listen to last week's episode.
Good
Nice
plug.
Yes.
So, this one is actually, it's a Filter, and the song is Hey Man, Nice Shot.
Oh yeah, I always wondered what that song was about.
Man, nice
Yeah.
shot.
So that song is
song.
actually about Bud Dwyer. Bud Dwyer was the state treasurer for the state of Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's the guy that shot himself.
Yep.
Like live on television.
Live on TV during a press conference. That's
I've
right.
seen that video. Yeah.
Yeah, he was, I've seen that video too. It's
Depressing. Yeah.
I wasn't even fazed by it. What I was more worried about when, okay, so we'll give the backstory for it. So Bud
Set the
Dwyer,
stage.
like I said, was the secretary, treasurer of the state treasurer for Pennsylvania. In 1987, he was facing corruption charges. And the day before he was supposed to be, the verdict was supposed to be given.
Do you know what he did, by the way? Did he delete emails or?
No, it was, just it was supposedly embezzling money. Well, okay, so the charge was that he took a bribe. That's what the charge was. He took a bribe for a state contract that was worth like millions.
Oh wow, okay.
So what happened? He was facing the corruption charges. He was looking at going to prison for a long time. The judge was making a huge public ordeal about it. Was going to make an example out of him to show that they wouldn't stand for this corruption. And he had maintained his innocence from day one. Maintained his innocence. So the day before he was supposed to be sentenced, they were going to read the verdict. He called a press conference, had all these news agencies coming live, and they thought he was going to resign. And he went on this 30-minute diatribe of just how innocent he was, how he's always proclaimed his innocence. He talked about his family for a little bit until finally, after handing off 3 envelopes to his assistants, his press secretary, stuff like that, he pulled out a manila envelope, brandished a Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum, and told everybody, they try to run in and stop him. He said, stop, somebody's going to get hurt. Put the gun in his mouth and pulled the trigger live on television.
Yep. Broadcast live. Yeah.
Yep. And,
that's nuts.
Yeah. It was and the video is up on YouTube, so feel free to pull that up. It is extremely graphic.
Oh yeah.
Extremely disturbing.
And the camera is not 100 miles away. It's right there.
No,
Yeah,
there was a camera fixed on him, and the guy actually zoomed in when it happened. Because, as a camera guy, especially for news, that as sad as it is, you live for that shot.
Yeah, drama is where it's at. Yeah.
Yeah. So he, amazing camera work. I have to say it. As gory and as sad of a circumstance it is, that cameraman totally should have deserved a raise that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, look it up. It's extremely graphic. But yeah, the whole Filter, Hey Man, Nice Shot is actually written about that incident.
That's crazy. So I remember the obvious lyric. Do you have any of the other lyrics for the rest of the song?
No, I didn't write it down.
Does it kind of talk about him? Does it talk about his life, or was it just a catchy tune?
I don't remember, just because I'm not really a huge Filter fan. Like I said, I'm not a fan of all of the songs.
Yeah, sure.
Like I said, that's
The
one
story
of them,
behind him is better. Yeah.
But I do know the hook starts with "Hey man, nice gun. Hey man, nice shot."
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, I never knew that. I knew the story, and I almost, when you're saying that, I was, while we were doing last week's show, I remember thinking that. I'm like, I bet he's going to bring up Bud Dwyer.
Yeah.
But I didn't. We'll leave that for this week, Tach.
So that was number 5. So, heading down to number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4. Sorry.
We've got Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA.
Born in the USA.
Or as anybody in New Jersey knows it, our national anthem.
Nice.
So Born in the USA was actually written by Bruce Springsteen. He actually was writing about his anger towards the mistreatment of Vietnam veterans. And
Really?
I wish I would have written down the lyrics. This was a late addition to the list. But it was written out of anger. It really was. He was angry with his country for how they were treating the veterans, and he regularly has to tell politicians to stop using it at their rallies.
Yeah, I heard that.
No, he does it. Everybody thinks because he's such a, he's so liberal and it's always conservatives that use it. Nothing to do with that. It's not a proud song. He's not proud of his country during the song. He doesn't want politicians playing it.
Let's see. Did you do the same thing I just did?
Yeah.
You started
Pulled up
Googling lyrics?
Yeah. You motherfucker, yep.
No, go ahead if you got it up. Say something.
No, I'm not. I'm just reading through it real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't have it up, and our listeners don't have it up. So could you share?
Born down in a dead man's town, the first kick I took was when I hit the ground. End up like a dog that's been beat too much till you spend half your life just covering up.
You'd be terrible at karaoke, by the way.
I am terrible at karaoke. Why, am I reading it wrong? No, I got it all right.
You're just reading it. You're not singing it.
Bruce Springsteen as read by Dr. Seuss.
Got in a little hometown jam, so they put a rifle in my hand, sent me off to a foreign land to go kill the yellow man. Oh, wow. Yeah, I've never actually listened to these lyrics before.
Because all everybody knows is, born in the USA.
Yep.
And we're so proud and patriotic, and we drink beer and watch fireworks.
Goddamn right.
Until you realize,
It's America.
oh crap, this is really talking, this is talking some heavy, this is throwing some heavy shade. at the United States.
Come back home to the refinery. Hiring man said, son, if it was up to me, it's a weird quote, went down to see my VA man. He said, son, don't you understand? Beats me. I had a brother at, whoa.
Well, he's looking for hope. They're denying him hope.
Yeah,
I had a brother at Quezon fighting off the Viet Cong. They're still there. He's all gone. Wow. He had a woman he loved in Saigon. I got a picture of him in her arms now.
Aww.
Interesting.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Oh, way to bring us down, Jay. Jeez. I'm just kidding.
I am here to ruin childhoods, my friends.
No, I can't sing that the 4th of July anymore.
No, can't sing that
You
song.
should have never been sung on the 4th of July.
I usually stick with your grand old flag. I usually stick with your grand old flag.
Do you march with like
Yeah.
a baton too while you're doing it?
Might as well just go back
no, a
to.
little flag.
That would be adorable.
Oh, okay.
Might as well just go back to singing. I was going to say "This Land Is Your Land," but that's actually a pretty bad song too. No. When I was looking this up, that one almost made the list also. "This Land Is Your Land" is actually a song about this land is my land. There's like a whole stanza in that song that was taken out because
Really?
it's basically establishing white dominance
Oh, damn.
or something to that effect.
But this land was made for you and me.
That's not how the song was originally.
It was written by a woman, so what's mine is yours and what's yours is yours. That's, pretty much how the song was
Yeah.
written. No? Nothing?
Number 3.
Good timing.
Number 3.
Good job. Number 3.
Segue into that. Number 3, this is another story that a lot of people know, but it's just one of my favorites. Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit.
I don't actually know the origin for that.
Well, this is the origin of the title as opposed to the song.
Okay.
So it Smells Like Teen Spirit. Kurt Cobain was hanging out with Kathleen Hanna, who was the lead singer for another band. I can't remember for the life of me now.
Garbage?
No. But he was dating another woman who she did not like. And this woman wore Teen Spirit deodorant.
Oh, it's really about the deodorant.
Kurt Cobain had no idea it was a deodorant. No idea what it was. His friend was making fun of him for dating her, and she wrote on the wall, "Kurt smells like Teen Spirit."
Oh, holy shit.
To make fun of him. He thought it was just like one of the most punk rock things anyone could say.
She was in Bikini Kill.
Yeah, Bikini Kill. That was
that's
it.
Funny.
Yeah. And, she had left her mark on Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
And so when he saw that, he's like, oh, that would make an awesome song title. He had no idea it was a teenage girl's deodorant.
Yeah, but he was the original grunge. He was like the godfather of grunge. So could she tell that he smelled like that because he didn't smell like a normal grunge smelling guy?
I think anytime a man smells like Teen Spirit deodorant, I think it's going to stand out.
That's a good point.
Specific flavors. You've got like tropical. They were all like floral. It's like Bath and Body Works.
How many leftover flannel jackets do you have in your closet?
Were you into the boys like him back then?
I was a skater chick.
Yeah, that's right.
I shaved my head. I pierced my nose.
Most girls keep t-shirts. She just has flannel jackets that were tied around some dude's waist at some point.
Yeah, I did that. I did that look. I rocked that look for a while.
All right, so going down to these last ones, these are actually they're both from the same band, and these are actually the songs that really inspired this list because I love the stories behind them so much.
All right.
So number two. Is brought to you by a small bluegrass band. They're pretty popular in the bluegrass circle and outside of it a little bit. Band is called Mandolin Orange.
Okay.
And this song is called Cavalry.
Cavalry?
Cavalry, like not cavalry like the church, cavalry
Right.
like the warriors on the horses, like soldiers.
A
on
lot of
horses.
people don't actually get the distinction between. You'll hear it in movies, and they're talking about send in the cavalry or send in the cavalry. One is a hill that Jesus died on.
Yeah.
The other is support troops,
War unit. Yeah.
Yeah. They'll completely screw it up. It drives me nuts.
So it's called cavalry, like
All
the
right.
horse soldiers. Not centaurs, by the way. So
way cooler of a story. I'm just saying.
well, could be. So Mandel and Orange is actually a married couple. It's a man and woman. They're married. They were watching Lord of the Rings, and during one of the battle scenes, he started wondering, I wonder what those horses are thinking. So he wrote a song from the perspective of a war horse.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit! I'll have to look up those lyrics too.
Oh, it's and the thing is, it's a great song. Like it's a really good like folky bluegrass song. You know what I mean? It's like the first time you hear it, like some of the lyrics are, he sat upon me on a saddle. He sat upon me on saddle and reins, and or I stood there where the soldier.
50 Shades of Grey was written the same way, by the way.
It was. I stood there where his name was turned to stone. You know what I mean? And you hear it, and you're like,
wow.
okay, well these are weird lyrics. Then I learned that it was actually from the perspective of the horse. I'm like, yup, that makes all the sense in the world now.
Completely made sense.
Now every time I hear it, I'm like, yeah, this is totally Mr. Red singing
Either that
this
or it was
song.
like great gay porn. You know, it's one of the two. He rode me all the way from here to
Wilbur. Oh, that's funny. From Lord of the Rings. Now, Lord of the Rings isn't that old. That song is pretty recent. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know
song came out probably in 2014, maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
very recent.
that's when the album came out. And yeah, as soon as I heard that, I'm like, oh my god, and it's incredible songwriting.
Yeah.
It really is. And I'm like, oh, that's from the perspective of a horse. Of course it is.
Of course.
All right. And I'm happy Adam brought up the gay sex, because that actually segues us quite nicely into number one.
Stop it. Stop
That was
it.
me that brought it up.
So number one,
Number one.
again, like I said, is Mandolin Orange, and this song is called Hey Adam.
Oh, hey, gay sex.
Yeah, so
Hey.
we're all in the South. This is still the Bible Belt, so we're all familiar with the phrase. It was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, these two got to
Not
it.
that we agree with that, but yes, we know the same.
Well, we're familiar with the phrase.
Yeah.
So these two folks got to thinking, well, what if there was a Steve? And they wrote a song as Steve. The opening lyrics to the song are, "Hey Adam, our secret's safe.
Oh, brother.
But I hope the world will learn. Go tend to Eve in the garden crying."
Oh, damn.
Throwing some major shade at that pitch.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, again, some amazing, it's a beautiful, beautiful song. Especially, like, I'm huge in I got put onto that song from a friend of mine at the Pride Parade in New York. Again, in 2014. It's on the same album as number
Gotcha.
2. And he put me on the song because he knew I liked the band, and he said, "Hey, have you heard this song?" I was like, "No, I haven't." And he played it for me, and I'm like, "That's great." He's like, "What do you think it's about?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I really pay attention to the lyrics. It's just got a nice melody, a nice hook." And he's like, "Yeah, it's about Steve from Adam and Steve." And he told me the story behind it, and then I listened to the song, and I was like, "Oh my god, of course it is."
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go listen to these. That's funny as hell.
Yeah, so that's also a plug for one of my favorite bands, Mandolin Orange. If you're into bluegrass folk at all, listen to them. They got some great albums out. They just put a new one out not too long ago.
Do you ever listen to local radio out of Orlando?
Not really. I tend to listen to a lot of Spotify and Sirius.
Are you ever up on Sunday mornings at between like 6 in the morning and 11?
God's not awake at 6 a.m. on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Tell me about it. I don't catch this very often, but there's a show that's come back in Orlando called, and we get it out here. It's called Sunday Morning Coming Down, just after the song too.
Mm-hmm.
And it is fucking phenomenal. It's got bluegrass, original country, all the way
that's
back,
awesome.
like Tammy Wynette to Merle Haggard to, I mean, you name the bluegrass artist, and they play it, and it's good. It's really good.
That's good.
If you like bluegrass, you gotta really appreciate Southern, original Southern country to like that station, but it's good.
Yeah, most people are blown away because I am a pretty large Hispanic dude. So when people, and I grew up in Miami, so when people hear that I like bluegrass, they're like, how do you even know what that is?
Where did you learn that word?
Yeah, that's our word. You don't get to use that. That's our word. You can't use it.
His family's like, traitor? Do we call him traitor? No, I don't think so.
Well, most people don't realize. So a little bit about me. As your new host, here's a little bit of my bio.
Oh, yeah.
My father is from Colombia. My stepmother is from Nicaragua, and I did grow up in a predominantly Cuban city. My mother, however, is from Claxton, Georgia.
Oh boy.
Claxton, Georgia, home of the Claxton fruit cake. That's a factory and a food, not a person. Although Steve was really popular.
Get it, Steve.
Home of the Claxton fruit cake, Claxton fried chicken. If you've ever seen it at your grocery stores, check your produce aisle.
I don't go grocery. That's Andrea.
And also home of the Claxton, Georgia rattlesnake roundup. Because you know why not.
I wondered where that came from. Okay.
Yeah. So that's where my mom's from. And I remember my grandmother, when I was about 7, 8, took me to my first concert, or to my first music festival, and it was a bluegrass festival.
Nice.
And I saw some hillbillies get down.
Oh yeah.
Bluegrass, I've always said, has been the like speed metal of country. So it's very fast picking.
And what I realized early on, listening to some of those lyrics, listening to the songs, because I grew up listening to hip hop, so I was always really a big fan of lyrics. So I would listen to these songs, and I'm like, these are rap songs.
Yeah.
Some of these, like, I Killed Sally's Lover. You know what I mean? Like, so some of these songs are pretty grotesque, pretty explicit. I'm like, this is Tupac with a banjo.
You might be onto something. Blending bluegrass and
No,
rap.
we're not doing that. No, we're not doing. No, there's already people trying it, and it's literally crap. It's country and rap.
I've heard it. Yes.
No, that country and rap. No, country music is fantastic genre in its own right. Hip hop is an amazing genre in its own right. You do not mix them.
They don't mix
right?
well. Oil and water.
You don't stick a banana in pickle brine and eat it thinking it's delicious.
No, but pineapples do go on pizza.
No, they do not, you communist. This is not Hawaii.
Ironically, that's the pizza I order. Hawaiian.
It's actually very, very popular. I used to work at Domino's, and we put pineapple on pizza more than like sausage, more than like most toppings.
Putting pineapple on pizza is like being the hipster that shows up in Harlem trying to gentrify. Stop it. You don't belong here.
It's just like chicken and waffles too. Nobody actually likes chicken and waffles.
Bullshit. I love chicken and waffles.
They just like to say they like
Sweet
it.
and savory is
I
good together.
love chicken and waffles.
They love to say it.
Over
like
the weekend,
bacon-covered donuts. It's just good.
yeah. Over the weekend, I actually had some great chicken and waffles. It had some black peppered bacon on top of it.
Bacon covered anything is good, by the way.
Yes.
Anything.
What do you have to say to that,
Especially titties.
naysayer of chicken and waffles and all things good?
Then you're the first. I've said that a lot, and you're the first person to ever challenge it. Everybody just always goes, "Oh yeah, it's true."
What, like shredded chicken on waffles? Fried chicken on waffles?
No, I like fried chicken and waffles.
fried chicken
Yeah.
and waffles together.
How else do you do it?
I've never eaten
Sounds
chicken.
delicious.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
to
it's
me.
fried chicken and waffles.
that sounds good.
With syrup and everything?
Yeah.
Sounds delicious.
A lot of times they'll have like this maple butter that they serve instead of just like syrup. Oh, it's so good.
Sounds good
Dip
to
your
me.
dip your chicken
I'd
dick your
try
chicken in it. Dick your chicken.
I'd dip everything.
Animal Boys again, yeah.
What did the hen say to the rooster? Nice cock.
That was for Holly.
Oh. Well, good list, dude. Good inaugural kickoff
Oh,
list.
thanks, guys.
Yeah, no, that's really
I've
good.
got so many other ideas that I thought would be great when
can
we
just
started off.
You can just take a few months off.
I know. I did for a long time.
Oh, I know. We
And
know.
then I
we
came
remember.
back. The listeners don't know this, but I came back after a long hiatus of not having to make a list, and I did like shit. It was awful. I think I was going on like 3 hours sleep. I was basically just reading off my iPad.
Oh,
and
that's the
it
one
was so bad, yeah. That Adam's like, yeah, we're not putting this episode out. It was
so-
pretty bad.
The list itself wasn't bad. It was Tach's, so his tired eyes reading it and every like 3 words it'd be a break. And then you'd pick up, and then you'd hit the end of the sentence where a period is, and you thought the sentence was carrying on, and then you would add periods where
so
there were
tired.
none. It was
I know, that was like such a complacent list too, because I just copy and pasted that whole thing. I can't even read. I was reading it for the first time on the show. Like,
It was funny.
I'm like, yeah, that's probably some information on that. Copy, paste, next. You know, it took me like 10 minutes. And it shows. So make sure we do our homework.
Yeah, we didn't deliver that one though. We met about it afterwards. We had the executive meeting and decided.
I still want some chicken and waffles though.
I really want some chicken and waffles right now.
Sounds so
I
good.
would actually eat chicken and waffles right now.
You guys want to get out of here and go get some chicken and waffles?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, that was Jay Alvarez's inaugural list for this week. Who's up next? Who's doing the next one?
Not me.
So Tach just
you.
did one. Andrea, you up or am I up?
I did it the last one.
It
Am I
is
up?
your turn.
I'm the only one touching my nose, so all of you are doing it. That you were the last one.
You were the last one.
Yay.
No, that doesn't.
That means Adam does it.
That means you lose. That means you
No, I think she was right the first. I think you two were saying the same thing.
I
It
think
means
so.
I win.
All right. Yeah, I'll do next. I have no idea. I can't tease anything because I have no idea what the list
I
is going
already
to be
gave
for
you
next
an
week.
idea.
No, you're not supposed to tell me the ideas for
I'll
the
write
lists,
it and
though.
give it to you. It's okay.
Baby, what do I think about this?
Oh my god! But you are not controlling my fantasy football team,
Of
just so
course
my
not. No,
league
no.
members know.
No, just everything else.
All right. Well, let's tack you want to get out of here for this week.
Yeah, if you want to get a hold of us or send a message or have an idea for a topic of a show or if you want to complain or whatever, you can get a hold of us at thetwisted10@gmail.com.
Or if you want to come in here and actually host as a guest host for one of these shows,
Yeah.
no other podcast out there will grant the reins of the microphone for the whole show to a perfect stranger. But hey, we'll take that risk.
That's right. And
We
you
like
can
to live
also-
high risk, baby. We almost
Also-
got our own square on the AIDS quilt. Some high risk behavior.
You can follow us on Twitter at the Twisted10.
All right.
And I think that's it. All right.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right. And for the Twisted 10, my name is Tach.
I'm Adam and Chicken and Waffles.
I'm Andrea Joy.
I'm Jay Alvarez, dipping my dick in the syrup.
That's right. It's going to be that kind of party.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All three engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're listening to The Twisted 10, bringing you original and unique, host-created top 10 lists, recorded live in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida, with hosts Tach Van Sickle and Adam Poston.
And welcome to The Twisted 10. I am one of your... Actually, I am a guest this week, Tach. My name is Adam.
And I apparently am a guest too. My name is Tach.
There are 3 guests to the show this week. Who's our third guest?
I am Andrea Joy. I am guest number 3.
We are merely observers this week, Tach, because now joining the cast of The Twisted 10 is Mr. In this situation, it's their show. They take over, you run the whole thing start to finish.
So welcome to the rotation, which gives us an extra week off, buddy.
I like it. I dig that.
You saw the amount of work that goes into these lists.
Yeah, this wasn't. I was blown away a little bit. Actually, I thought this was going to be kind of
A quick thing.
Yeah, I thought I was going to knock this one out of the park right away, and I was like, "Wow, this is a little more work than I thought it was going to
Takes
be."
a few hours.
Yeah, this a few hours. It took me a week.
I meant a day.
Yeah, mine. Shit. Mine actually started off with one premise, and then it kind of just evolved into something else because I realized I'm like, "Whoa, this is not what I thought it was going to be. This is hard. This is work."
Top 10 strongest midgets in the world?
They prefer the
God,
term
yeah.
little people.
Now, yeah.
right.
Just bench pressing munchkins out on the Wizard of Oz.
We represent the Lollipop Guild. All right, sorry.
So what list do you have with us
What did
for
you
us
bring?
this week?
Well,
So-
you want to name what it started out as, and then we can try to guess what it evolved into?
Actually, one I found a little earlier, actually, on the way here. I saw an article that was pretty similar. we all remember the great band from the 90s, Blues Traveler.
Hell yeah, we just saw them in Cocoa Village.
My birthday.
Yeah.
Are they still touring? I thought they died along with Tibet. No. Once people stopped caring about Tibet, I thought we stopped caring about Blues Traveler.
I was right there on the stage, like right there, right
front
on
row
stage.
center.
Oh, that's
Broke
awesome.
my toe and everything.
Yes, she did.
It was a good birthday.
Listen, old John Popper. John Popper it wasn't exactly Sprite. He was he was in a leg cast and in a chair up on stage, but he was still nailing that harmonica.
Well, I imagine him on a Walmart scooter by this point.
Might have been easier.
Yeah, that's true.
So we've got Blues. The first song is and these are in no particular order.
So
by
this
the way.
is number 10.
Yeah. So
Number 10.
Number 10.
Number
10.
10.
Number 10 is Hook by Blues Traveler. It is 100% making fun of radio-friendly pop songs in the form of a radio-friendly pop song. It is the most meta song ever.
How does that go?
Some of the no, because it's
okay.
yeah. You
Probably one of those black holes on YouTube kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Started off about kittens and then it ended.
So I'm a huge music fan. Like all genres of music. I have everything from hip hop to German polka on my playlist.
Damn.
Yeah. It gets weird. Some dark times.
Oh, all right.
But so what I love is the songwriting process. I write jokes, so when I hear people writing songs, I always love the story behind them.
Okay.
So the list started off as Jay's top 10 weirdest stories behind songs.
All right.
Then I realized that most of these unique stories are pretty well known for the most part. So it just became my top 10. This is Jay's top 10 favorite stories behind songs.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Very
Now,
cool.
some of these songs, I don't. It doesn't necessarily mean that I like the song itself, but I like the story behind
The
it.
unique story behind the creation of the song. Yeah.
Exactly. And some of them aren't like that unique or intrinsic. Intrinsic, that's the word I was looking for, folks. I do speak English. Some of them are just really simple and really stupid, but that's kind of what I love about them.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, starting the list right off is
Jay Alvarez.
What's up? I don't know whether to call you guests or bitches. I feel like you should learn your place. I feel like you should establish dominance right away.
I like this.
We're not worthy.
You gonna hump me in the back or something? Is that?
No. I'm gonna donkey punch you. Sure. Know your place. Don't forget it.
Yep. All right. So the Twisted 10 is, for those of you who might be listening to this for the first time, is a top 10 list, but it's got a little bit of a twist. It is our own unique created top 10 lists that the hosts of the Twisted 10 come up with all on our own. Now, it's not just that we collaborate on this, we do it individually, and the other hosts of the show and the other guests that might be listening don't know what the list is that the host of that week's show is bringing to the table. We've had our buddy Ron that's guest hosted. We've had Jimmy, Eric, Joe Pardo, just a bunch of different, Ray Brito, just a bunch of different guests that have come in. This week is our new cast member who's joining us for this point forward. This is Jay's week. So Jay, how this works is this becomes the guests, like the guest host, but your cast member in this point